Aloha everybody, welcome to the Hawaiiverse podcast, a podcast that supports local by wearing slippers and shoes, but never at the beach. I'm your host Kamaka Diaz, and get those feet sandy. Before we introduce our guests, I want to say a huge mahalo to our new Patreon supporter Matt Chong, who signed up for our highest Ohana tier. He's been a big supporter of the podcast and of our business Hawaiiverse, so mahalo so much to Matt, and go check him out at Lucid Explorers. He has his own podcast where he talks about lucid dreaming. If you want to be like Matt, make sure you check us out on patreon.com/Hawaiiverse podcast. Okay, let's introduce our 50th guest. Half a century mark. It's crazy. Our guest today is a young hustler from the island of Oahu. This new generation entrepreneur turned his love of cool sneakers into a money-making business venture, selling high-end rare sneakers to celebrities such as DaBaby, Justin Bieber, Drake, Ariana Grande, Post Malone, the Migos, and so much more. He has scaled this into a multi-million-dollar business and is still only getting started on what he hopes to accomplish. He is a local success story and inspiration to young, up-and-coming entrepreneurs. His name is Connor Tumbaga. Aloha, Connor. Welcome to the podcast. How you doing?
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course.
I'm lucky I'm the 50th.
The 50th. What state are we? The 50th.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's good to meet you in person. I've been keeping up with your travels and your career in just the last maybe month since you reached out to me.
Yeah.
It's really cool what you're doing.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, we have a lot to get into, but we always start the podcast just getting to know our guests. So I just got to know, where you from, where you grad, and what was it like growing up?
Yeah, so I'm from here in Honolulu in Manoa. Graduated from Punahou and graduated in 2020.
Oh, you're recent.
Yes.
Boys, young.
During COVID.
Oh, so you're the same age as my little brother. He was a 2020 grad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was he sad? It's graduation?
I think it was a bit of a bummer because he went to a Hawaiian immersion school on the Big Island, and they have like a graduation week where there's all these cultural events that you have to do with the family, and you know, all these really cool things that you do, but they had to cancel it because of COVID.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. So did you ever plan to go to college?
So that was the plan. Mm-hmm. You know, I sat down in the college counselor office as every kid did. And when I was looking at colleges, my grade point average was honestly not good enough to get into the colleges that I wanted to be in. And so I made a decision that I would go to one semester at Santa Monica College, in a community college in Los Angeles, online, and I'd see how it is. So I did that for a semester, and then I never returned.
Why is that?
The opportunities that were coming around me from what I did back in high school and to now is they exceeded the opportunity that I could have in college, I felt.
Yeah, I love that. I think, we should just chase the next most exciting thing, right?
Yeah.
Whether that is college, whether that's, something like a career like you have, or whether that's sports, whatever it is,
Yeah.
I think what you're doing is really cool. And can you tell everybody what that is exactly? So how did you end up not going to college because you got into selling shoes, right?
Well, shoes came during high school. Mm-hmm. So I was selling shoes, and then celebrities would message me on social media because of the traction I was getting online from selling shoes. And then I would sell shoes to those celebrities. They'd shout me out. My social media would grow. And then it kind of developed into, they kind of marketed me as like the selling sneakers to celebrities, right? Kid from Hawaii.
Yeah, the sneaker kid.
Yeah,
yeah.
Sneaker kid. That was my name for a while.
How was that time period where you just gained a lot of traction, your social media was growing? Must have felt good, right?
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. A lot of there's good and bad parts to it. I got to travel almost every weekend to Los Angeles and film like transactions of shoes and doing them with celebrities. But then I'd come back to school and there'd obviously be bullying. When you're in high school and you're doing something different than the rest of the kids, it's like there's obviously going to be some hate.
Well, what was the hate about?
I don't even know. It was just like people
so
would
cool
just
I want to be your friend. I don't want to bully you. I want some free shoes.
yeah. So I mean, there's lots of people just asking for free shoes. So I had all of
the
that.
whole spectrum. Yeah. So how did you get into doing this? When did you fall in love with these sneakers?
Yeah, so since I didn't have the best grades in high school, I had a math tutor who was a senior at the time, and I was a freshman. And he was kind of super into shoes, and he was showing me like rare shoes, and he would wait in line for shoes, and he was like, you should come with me and wait in line, and then you can flip a pair and make $200. And making $200 as a 16 or 17-year-old is a big deal. So I started with, the first shoe was $220. I waited in line, got the shoe, flipped it on Facebook. He showed me how to do it, and I was like, whoa, like I just made $200.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can keep doing this. And then I ended up hiring people to wait in line. I had a team of people waiting in line in LA, New York, Paris is where it went, and then London.
How did you hire these people? Who were these people?
I found them on
Craigslist?
freelancing sites. And then I would take them off those sites, and I'd be like, hey, you should come and work for me. I need you every single weekend, $10 an hour. I'll pay you to do it. But we're waiting in line for shoes where I can profit thousands, right?
So the margin was like pretty good, right?
And I had to move to these other states. I couldn't just do it locally because locally we don't get the amount of shoes that I needed to get, and we don't get some of the collections.
So do you still wait in line for shoes?
No, but
you got past that point.
Yeah,
that's how you know you made it.
I was this one kid that I really love really wanted to get into shoes, and so I said, okay, I'm gonna do exactly what my tutor did for me. Me and you are gonna go wait in line for a pair of shoes, and I hadn't done this in years. And there are people in the line that like recognize me and stuff. And that's the one place where I'll for sure get recognized is in a sneaker line in Hawaii.
That's funny. You were on the news when you were young, right? When you were 16.
Yeah.
They did a story about you.
About the reselling. Yeah.
Did you ever expect you'd be doing this? What did you want to do when you grew up?
I knew I always wanted to do something, I feel like, in entertainment or in that kind of event space. And so and lifestyle. All the brands that I've ever done stuff with are in lifestyle and entertainment. And just to like build that perfect lifestyle of what I wanted, right? So that started with shoes and expanded from there.
Were you into anything else growing up? Did you have siblings? Did you play sports?
I didn't have any siblings, and shoes took all my time, so I wasn't in sports. I mean, I was traveling every weekend, right? So
what about before that? Growing up?
I think when I was younger, I was like playing I-9 basketball.
Oh, nice.
And flag football.
I worked for I-9 at
one
really?
point. Yeah. That's cool.
Maybe I saw you.
Yeah. When I was younger, I remember doing that, but then it kind of guaranteed by 5th or 6th grade, I was done doing it.
Yeah, you already knew this is what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. And with social media getting so big, at the time you were probably in like middle school, high school, right?
Yeah.
You just capitalized on that, right?
I started filming the transactions. Yeah. That's why I went out to LA. I was like, I need to film the video with you. Yeah. Because then their fans will want to watch my stuff, and you know how profitable social media is.
Yeah. Were you always like pretty extroverted, or were you more introverted? Like, what gave you the confidence to just reach out to these celebrities and start your career?
I think that term of like you only live once. Like, there's no if you don't do it, then like you're never gonna know like what could have come from that. So I always take that jump and that chance.
So you heard the song YOLO when you were growing up, and that was just your life motto.
I definitely heard the term. Yeah.
Oh, was that song too old for you?
Oh, I've never heard that song.
What? You've never heard that song?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about though?
I know what YOLO, like you only live once, but I don't know that song. No, I don't think so.
You only live once. That's the motto. And word YOLO.
No, I don't think so.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I heard that song.
Okay, well I'm gonna play it later for you after.
Okay.
That's where it comes from.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a Drake song.
But maybe I've heard it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh wow.
Everybody's gonna hate me on here.
No, that's funny. Yeah. It just shows the generation gap.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, so how did you end up connecting with all these celebrities?
Yeah, so it started with influencers messaging me on social media. Influencers as in like, do you remember who like Alyssa Violet was?
No.
Or like Bryce Hall?
I've heard of Bryce Hall. I was gone from a period from like 2018, or 2016 to 2019. So,
so that was that prime time.
Yeah, exactly. So I missed out
these
a lot
were
of
all
these
these
YouTubers and influencers.
So that's those YouTubers, and they would like message me, or their manager would message me, and then they'd want shoes, and so I would say, okay, I will let you purchase a pair. You can purchase a pair of shoes. I will also gift you a pair of shoes in exchange for tag on social media, which that's now very common. But in 2018, 2019, that was something new coming out. Is like tagging people as a currency. So we started doing that, and then it grew into these social media figures had connections with rap artists, and then I started to meet the rap artists, and then the rap artists had the connections to the pop artists, and then everybody started to message me, knowing me that I was the one to come to for the rare shoes, and like I was the plug, you know?
Yeah, you're the plug. So who was the first celebrity that you reached out to, that you worked with?
The first one that I worked with, the real first, or I guess we call it influencers, celebrities.
Yeah, sure.
So Bryce Hall, I think, was the first guy I did. He came to Hawaii. He messaged me, like found me on social media, and then that was kind of my intro to everyone else. I mean, he then pulled me to all of his friends, and then it kind of turned into those rappers and pop stars.
Yeah. Dang. So before that though, were you just DMing people randomly, like, hey, I'm gonna, you like shoes? I'll get you some shoes. Like, what was your technique?
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember what I did. I would go through their following. So like, let's say I want to work with like,
let's say Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
He has a huge figure here.
Okay, Jason Momoa. I would go on his Instagram. He's following 200 people. I'm giving away my secrets.
This is a life hack.
Because you can still use this. That is my life hack. So, you go down the following. I choose someone that I don't just choose one. I go with whoever he's following who has a low follower count.
And they're not private as well, right?
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't even matter if they're private or not, because you can still message them.
You can message them if they're private?
Yeah. It'll just go to their requests.
Okay.
But they might still look at it.
Yeah.
So I would message whoever has probably under 10,000, even maybe 20,000. I'd send them the same message. I'm interested in hooking you up with shoes. Let me know if you're interested, or something like that. That's the bait. Throw the bait out there. Now, I'd have, let's say I hit up 10 people that Jason Momoa follows. Let's say 3 come back to me. Now they're baited. So now I say, okay, well, I'm going to gift you a pair of shoes if you put me in contact with your friend, Jason Momoa. And like 3 out of 5 times it worked.
Wow. That's a high percentage.
Yeah, it was pretty good, because they had an incentive. You gave that person an incentive. Hey, I'm gonna give you a really sick pair of shoes that are very popular right now. All you got to do is hit up your friend and tell him he's gonna get a pair of shoes too.
Okay. Who's the biggest local celebrity you've worked with?
Local.
It's usually these big, huge mainstream artists. That's why, right?
Yeah. I haven't really worked with local.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Right, Connor, I'll give you these local slippers if you connect me with Ariana Grande to come on the podcast. How about that?
Yeah. I would probably stay in my request box.
No, but this is slightly used.
Yeah.
Almost brand new.
Yeah.
Think about it. Still has a little bit of the new slipper smell.
Yeah.
Okay, just to connect me. We'll talk about it after.
Okay.
All right, so wow, that's so interesting. What gave you that idea? Did you come up with that on your own?
Yeah, it was just kind of looking, how do people reach out to these guys? You know, I definitely in the beginning was messaging, or I was definitely Googling like Ariana Grande's manager, or like, you know, all these talents manager. But like, what are you going to email inbox of like thousands and thousands? I was like, I'm just going to go for their friends. And I don't know. I have these weird thoughts, like in the shower, like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I have to do that now.
Yeah. No, I get you. I've had those crazy thoughts. You know, one of my crazy thoughts was, hey, I'm going to wake up and pay $53,000 in student loans off in 1 year. Yeah. You know, so I understand.
And it worked out.
And it worked out. Yeah. Same with you. Yeah. So us entrepreneurs, we have to have a little bit of like crazy in us to be able to reach these levels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a lot of like aloha armor where people are saying like, oh, you can't do this. They're looking at you weird. They're not really believing you. They doubt you.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of ignore that and just pursue what you want to do?
Yeah. It was very hard in the beginning when you see comments or you see certain things, or
especially
competitors.
When you're so young, yeah.
Yeah, like competitors in the space. There were sneaker places here already, and I was taking business from them. Obviously, I'm a new person coming into the space, and they don't like that. They want to be the majority shareholder in the space in Honolulu. And so they would write things online, or they'd have people write things online, and it did really get to me. And then it came to the point where it was like, I got to do my own thing, and everybody's just got to accept that, right? And I can't really care what people think. But still, to this day, I still read comments sometimes, and it still sometimes gets me.
Yeah. It's hard not to, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, since you follow that YOLO reference, I think Drake also said, like, hate is just jealousy and love at the same time.
Yeah.
So they're just jealous and they love you. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. Okay, so you started to work with these big name celebrities. Started with the influencers, then it went to like the Baby, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, all of them, right? And when you're going through this time in your life, like what was going through your head? What was going on with your family and friends? Like, were they supportive? Were they like, this is just a phase, it's gonna end?
Yeah, my parents were confused.
Yeah.
I'd say my dad was probably like, he kind of understood it because he was the one traveling with me. He was the one going to LA with me. He saw this environment build around me. My mom wasn't, and she was kind of just like, she was like skeptical, right? She's like, how long is this going to last, right? He still needs to focus on getting good grades. I mean, like any parent would.
Plus you're at Punahou, which there's expectations,
you're paying
right?
a ton of money to be here, like, and I'm, at the time, it's like getting like I think like a 2.9 GPA, and it was like at Punahou.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like
it's like this kid's not gonna be anything.
They
right?
at one point wanted to kick me out because the grades were so low. They have to keep a certain standard, right? So, it all worked out though. I graduated.
What changed? Like what? So what changed your mom's mind?
I think just time. And then I got into different businesses with these artists, right? And different aspects of business with these artists. And then she's like, oh, wow, this is very lucrative, And then I think she finally accepted, like, I'm not going to college. And she's like happy with that. And I think that's where the world's going, is like, eventually I think you're going to have a choice to do that one path, and which is college, or go on your own, and that's going to be accepted by society. I feel like right now, colleges are scrambling to figure out what they're going to do in the next 10, 15 years when it's not super important from society to go to college.
I think it's just a different experience, I feel like there's a lot of things that you can get from the college experience, not necessarily the classes.
Yeah.
But you can get the same experience, maybe even better, maybe worse, depending on the person, from traveling, from just going on your own path,
It's two different choices, right? Like, I still visit my friends that are in college, and I'll go to a party or two with them, but it's like...
And drink water, right?
Yeah, so
everybody's 20, he's only 20, guys.
Drinking, everybody's drinking, everybody's, like, doing drugs, right? It's like, I don't do any of that stuff.
Nice.
And I always tell my friends that if you have to go to a party and drink alcohol to have fun, or do drugs to have fun, that party is not fun.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't drink or smoke or do anything, and I always thought to myself, what's so fun about a night you can't remember, right? Because people are like, yeah, man, last night was so sick, it was lit. Oh, what happened? Oh, I don't know, I was blacked out, but it was so sick.
Exactly.
So, I get it. I support everybody that want to do it. Everything in moderation, right? Just make sure you get home safely and you don't hurt yourself or others. But yeah, it is an interesting thing, the fact that we have to use these outside substances to bring happiness or joy to our life. I think if once it gets to that point, maybe you have to consider, like, maybe this is more of a crutch than it is like enjoyment.
Exactly.
Yeah. So. Cool. You got a good head on your shoulders. All right. So I want to know, have you ever been starstruck? by a celebrity. Or
Totally.
celebrities.
Totally. Yeah, many times. But that was my biggest. So I had some of my family members meet a certain celebrity. And I won't mention their name, but I had them meet a certain celebrity. And I was like, I'll use my mom as an example. I'll be like, Mom, I know that you're like, this is somebody, we're going into a room and this is somebody that's super famous, but you can't give off that vibe, right? The key when I went into situations and I'm like, wow, this person I've grown up looking at, right? And it's like, you have to control that and act like you're on the same level as them. You don't really care. You don't give them much attention. And then that is a gravitating personality trait that they like being around. They like being around people that treat them like a normal person, right? Not like, hey, let's get a picture.
Yeah. Have you ever been around certain people that want that attention? That's like they think they're in a higher class than other people. Like, oh no, you have to, do this for me, or speak to me like this.
I've had people say, I've had clients that have bought shoes from me say, you need to, before COVID was a thing, you need to stay 6 feet away from me.
Just because that's how they
were. Because they are just, it's too good.
They're living in another world than us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to LA a lot, right? And
I do.
You just came back from the Philippines. You're in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Europe, everywhere.
Yeah.
So how often do you go on these trips?
Yeah. So currently I'm in Hawaii like 7 to 10 days a month,
Really?
which is probably a new record for me. I love being here. I love everything about this environment. It is super easy for me to thrive in business in Honolulu. But I also love experiencing different things and traveling, and I have the opportunity with the work that I'm in to do that.
Do you ever get tired of traveling?
It felt good to get back the other day.
Yeah.
So, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to you right before the podcast about being jet lagged, and you said you never really experience it because you try to stay in the time zones of the places that you're going or you came back from.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
Yeah. So if I'm in Paris, this is a true story, it just happened. If I'm in Paris, the last day I'm in Paris, I'm going to look at, okay, I'm going to Canada tomorrow. What's that time like in Canada? What is that time? And then I'm going to force myself to go to sleep at the time that I would normally go to sleep in Canada. And I have no problem. If I close my eyes and I'm in a comfortable situation, I can go to sleep then, which
That's
is
a good skill to
some
have.
people don't have that, right?
I do not have that skill.
So I go to sleep at that time, and then I wake up super early in Paris. But then that sets me up one day early for when I hit Canada. I'm already on that. I'm already working to be on that time zone, so it eliminates that jet lag. Sometimes there's a little
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. That's an interesting technique. I never heard about that. I read a book about sleep. I think it was by Matthew Walker. I think that's his name. But basically, there's this one chapter where it talked about jet lag, and it said, I think your body adjusts 1 hour every single day in the place that you're at.
Oh,
so
wow.
to get totally accustomed to the new time zone, you have to sleep
spend that
many days. Yeah.
Wow.
I could be wrong, but that's what I remember from reading it. Yeah. So what are your hobbies outside of traveling, work, selling sneakers?
Yeah. I don't do sneakers very much anymore.
So you just started off with that.
It started off. That was what got me the connections in entertainment, which led to the businesses that I'm working in streetwear and in skincare and now in concert promotion. But
yes, we'll talk about that for sure.
Yeah, sneakers were just the start for that.
Oh, okay. So you made it into a business, multi-million-dollar business. Did you sell it? What did you do to it? What happened to it?
I still have access to getting shoes, and it wasn't specifically it was a resource, right, to get shoes. I still have that as an open opportunity if I ever want to jump back into that. But shoes were in its prime time in 2018, 2019. If you're looking at it right now, streetwear and shoes are on a decline, right? So shoes aren't as popular as they were when I was in high school.
So you just kind of follow the trends.
I do follow trends and what I'm into. So to answer your question, what I do for fun is I work, because everything that I do is fun. I
love
figure
that.
out, just like you probably love doing this, and that is your hobby, and that's the same thing for me.
Passion projects that turn
Yeah.
into businesses.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, you gotta do something. Do you watch Netflix?
Oh, I work out. I
You work out?
love working out. And you know what? I have this awesome gym at my place, but I don't even work out there. I work out at a rugged gym with like where you can bang down weights and just like listen to music and do whatever.
Yeah. It looks like from what I've seen, pictures, videos of you on the internet, you bulked up a little bit. You got some muscle.
Oh, I was this skinny little kid at Punahou, and I wanted to get healthier.
Yeah, so you
and
can
do
bully
certain
the
things.
people that bullied you, right?
Yeah,
Smart.
yeah.
So what kind of protein you on, bro?
Yeah, I stopped going off protein for a little bit.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so you gotten into these new business ventures, right? Since you did the sneaker, you collected the resources, you have all these these elite contact lists, right? Now you're going into concert promoting, right? And also I read something online about this meta fund or like a hedge fund thing. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I decided to go into concert promotion because it was only right that I had all these entertainment connections, but what was I going to do with that? You know, I always told my parents, like, this is just the start. I'm not going to sell shoes for the rest of my life. Obviously, that'd be weird. But
I mean, some people do, I'm sure.
But like I knew that there was more to this. So I can take those entertainment connections and do something with it. I met managers, talent, agents, all of these kinds of people. Can I do something with that? So I was at a Justin Bieber show in Atlanta in March, and I was watching this amazing performance happen. I mean, he brought out all these different artists. It was excellent. And I thought to myself, I was like, I really want to do this. And I was like, if I can't be the person performing on the stage, which obviously I'm not a performer.
How's your singing voice?
Not great.
How's your
Not
singing
great.
voice?
So I was like, if I can't be the performer, I want to put this on. I want to do shows like this. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? That's what Hawaii is missing, is an opportunity to have music in Honolulu that my age group and around my age group listen to. Right now, currently, we have artists like Journey coming out, right? And things like that. And that's for my parents, right? I'm not going to Journey, and nobody my age is going to Journey. So I want to be able to bring artists that my age group want to go to. And the reason that we don't have that currently, I believe, is because it's extremely hard to get access to venues here. And
So the biggest one would be the Blaisdell.
currently, because Aloha Stadium is down.
Yeah.
But Blaisdell and the Shell. But it's very hard to get access. You can't just pay and get in there. It's a whole system. And the aspect of paying these artists, right? These artists are really expensive, and promoters don't want to take that risk. But the upper hand that I have on that is I have personal relationships with a lot of these artists that come in. And so these artists are willing to give me a chance and willing to come out, and they know what kind of hospitality I can provide and what kind of service and what kind of presentation I can do. And I'm not some janky promoter, that I get really amazing deals on these artists, which allow us to see these artists here in Honolulu.
You think that because you're young, they don't necessarily trust you off the bat?
The artists?
Yeah.
I had to put together a really good team that that I could be like, hey, I'm working with these guys that have done this before, right?
So it gives you a little bit credibility?
Gives a little bit of credibility. I definitely couldn't say, hey, I'm doing this all by myself, right? There's a team behind me, and it's not just me that's working on these projects. It's a team behind me. Yes, it's my name, it's my brand that's behind this, but there's a lot of intelligent people that are helping me to bring all of these artists here that without them wouldn't be possible.
Awesome, yeah. It takes a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like this.
Yeah.
I got my teammate, you got your teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So who Oh no, you have a concert coming up, right?
I have a concert November 18th.
Yeah, Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
Yes.
Yeah. That'll be the first show, and many more after that. I hope to continue this and eventually inspire more promoters to do the same thing. Give them the courage to take the risk and bring people to Hawaii that Hawaii's never seen.
Are you afraid of how the other like OG promoters are gonna?
Totally, I'm terrified of those guys. No, I know a lot of them, and they're all.
Are they nice?
Yeah, they're all cool guys.
That's awesome.
They all have their own market, right? I don't think that they're focused on bringing the pop stars like that. I think that they're focused on bringing their niche market, and so we all have our certain place. This is just an untapped market that I'm filling the need for.
Love that.
But they're all cool guys that I know.
Awesome. That's cool. I could see how, you know, it could be a little intimidating, you know, someone who's just starting or getting into a certain field. Yeah. Especially being so young, right?
But I think that people take you, actually, people always say it might be hard because you're so young, but I actually think that people know the world is changing, right? These adults know the world is changing. So they're actually more receptive to letting me come in and showing them what these kids want to hear, what these kids want to do, right? So I think that they're actually open to it.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a dynamic shift too within like the last maybe 3 generations of, you know, people, adults, because kids these days, you know, my generation, your generation, we're a lot more creative and willing to take more risk, where, you know, our parents, our grandparents, they're a little bit more calculated, and, you know, they want to do things by the book. You know, that was the time where you go to college, you get a job, you have, you marry, you have kids, you live that typical life, right? Now it's like you can be an influencer. Kids are growing up saying, I want to be an influencer, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to.
Scary.
Yeah, it's scary, but I mean that's just how broad, you know, the fields have gotten. You know, I think in some schools they have video game classes now, right? That's what I've heard.
Yep.
That's crazy. Whoever would have thought about that?
I think down at HPU, I was down there for a show and I was waiting on the side. They have a video game center where you can just go there 24 hours a day and just play video games. Yeah. I'm like, wow, are you training? I guess they're training for the video game Olympics or whatever.
To be a Twitch
streamer.
Yeah. Did you ever get into that?
No, but a lot of, at that time, that's where a lot of my clients were. They were gamers. They were part of FaZe Clan. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
I think I've seen it before.
Yeah, so that was like my first clients. That was where Bryce Hall kind of was.
Okay, what about the guy Ninja?
I never did him.
Okay,
but that's in that kind of circle. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I keep up a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably not as much as you. I look young, but I'm an old soul. I'm the kind of guy that would go to the Journey concert.
Yeah. There's old souls out there that go. You know, I would have gone to the Journey concert too.
Yeah,
I would have. Yeah, I heard it was a great show.
Yeah, I think they've been here a couple times.
Yeah.
Who do you think would be the biggest artist to come to Hawaii? I mean, Justin Bieber's been here before. I remember my sister would go to his concerts.
Yeah.
I don't know who, like, was Beyonce ever here?
Yeah, I could say that we have a ton of things in the works right now for already to have one of these big artists that everyone can think of right now. We have all those at the works.
Okay, so stay tuned.
Stay
no
tuned.
Spoiler alerts.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe just tell me off camera.
Yeah.
So then I can expose it later.
Yeah.
Get a lot of clout for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. See, I learned. You know, it's all about clout, right?
Yeah.
Clout and clickbait. That's how you become successful.
Yeah.
That's my life hack. Nah. Okay. Let's get into Instagram questions real quick, and then I got a bunch of other questions that I want to ask you. These questions come from your Snapchat followers.
Yeah.
We're doing it a little different this time. The first question, it says, is it easy for you to make friends?
Yeah. You definitely got to vet them out. You have to feel it out. And I feel like I have a good intuition of like who is really trying to be your friend and who is using you to now get tickets for your show. I get DM requests now. Oh, I need for all access to Tory Lanez show. And I'm like, oh, really? You need for all access to Tory Lanez? I'm like, delete. This guy's not a friend.
No way. He's like, Connor, remember we had science class back in Punahou. Remember 8th grade?
Or I've gotten the, I could buy tickets, but I'm wondering if you had any on the side for friends. I'm like, you want to support a friend? Go and buy my $40 ticket.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. That's one thing that we have to talk about here. Whether that's a small business, your friend starting something new, support your friends, support local by buying things. Don't ask for free things.
So I have an artist, super great group of people. I'm going to go see them next weekend. Calabasas. One of the guys is from Hawaii.
Did a song with Michael Banks.
Yes. Yeah. Great guys. They want me to come out to the show. That's fine. I'd love to support them. They're awesome people. Then they're like, send me your email and we'll send you a free ticket, right? And I'm like, no, dude, do not send. I'm not sending you my email. Send me the ticket link and I'm going to actually buy a ticket. And I'm going to post your flyer online. I'm not the guy to take the free handouts. I want to support these guys. They're obviously trying to sell tickets. This is their first large scale show. I want to be there to support them. I want to do what I can, right?
Yeah. Awesome. Love that mindset.
Yeah.
But I also love free stuff.
Yeah. Everybody likes free stuff.
Yeah. I think
a little bit more in Hawaii, though. Yeah, everybody likes free stuff in Hawaii.
If it's offered to you, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
But don't ask. I think that's like a rule of thumb to keep in mind.
And they don't even... No, but it's fine. You can ask. That's fine. But why don't you start with, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Not, I'm going to need 4 tickets, like now.
Yeah, that is true. I think people, they feel a little weird asking for things sometimes. So it's like, hey, how you doing? Can I get free tickets? It still seems a little like disingenuous to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I do a lot of not responding. I think I got like 100 misread or unread text messages.
Do you actually know these people? Like
some of them I know. The requests that come in through Instagram, absolutely not. Like, yeah, and they all want to. They all just want tickets to the show, and it's a whole new world, right? I used to get the DMs for the free shoes. Yeah. Now it's the free tickets.
It's always something new, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's how you know you made it. You're doing well. You have something of value to other people, and that's what they're approaching you for because you bring value. So that's really cool. Okay, how much time do you spend home? I mean, you kind of already talked about this.
Yeah.
But what do you do when you're home? How about that?
I'm always on calls, always working. I get up when New York gets up because that's when I start my day. Is when New York is up.
3:30.
Yeah, it changes periodically, but I'm usually up then unless I get home and I'm super tired. But I have a lot of calls super early in the morning, and then I like to work out. I go to meetings here. A lot of my work now is here because of the show promotion.
Do you ever go to the beach or do something?
I went to the beach a ton when I was in a relationship, but now I'm not going to the beach that much.
Okay, so girls, hit them up, take them to the beach. Come on,
gotta get some tan.
You gotta get a tan before you heads out to LA. If you want to go surfing, let me know.
Okay,
you can come out with us. Do you ever?
I might embarrass your group.
No, it's just me. Jordan comes out sometimes.
Yeah,
my girlfriend. It's easy, chill.
Cool.
Yeah, we're very mellow people. So this next question comes from I don't know where it comes from. It comes from your Snapchat. Do you ever feel overwhelmed? Sounds like you have a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of different aspects in the businesses that I'm in, and it's really hard to pick up the phone and be talking about the skincare line that I'm working on, and then hang up the phone and be talking about shows and totally like shut that part off. That's a little bit like, whoa, like now I have to be one person and be another person, and that is overwhelming at times, but I've learned to control, and figure it out.
Kind of compartmentalize those things. What is the skincare stuff that you're working on? Yeah,
I'm just working with one of the shoe client that I had before on a skincare line. And a streetwear line as well, and we're in development, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but we're it's going really well.
Nice. Will we be seeing it anytime soon?
Totally. Yeah. Okay. Totally. You're already seeing stuff. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Secret. So this guy's so mysterious. So, going back to being overwhelmed, Like, what are your coping mechanisms? How do you keep yourself mentally stable? And like, do you get enough rest? Like, what do you do? You
So I
meditate.
I love doing. I had a routine. So one of my friends, good friend of mine, told me a routine of going in the sauna to the cold plunge.
That's like a popular trend going on.
Yeah.
Now.
So I have a cold plunge at my place, which is awesome. So I can go from sauna. I'll do 12 minutes in the sauna, 4 minutes in the cold, then 10 minutes in the sauna, 3 minutes in the cold, and then 8 minutes in the sauna, and then I think 2 minutes in the cold or something like that. And then I try and do that every day. I haven't done it since I'm back, but I was doing that even on the road too.
What's so good about that? What are the benefits?
Blood flow, recovery for when I'm working out, because I try and work out every single day, so it's good for that and overall health, right?
Yeah, because I hear a lot of athletes doing it. My brother just got a sauna at his house in Hilo. They do that. I know the cold plunge is good. Like cold showers in the morning, it's good for your to wake up your central nervous system.
Do you do the cold showers in the morning?
No, but sometimes I surf in cold water in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's kind of the same, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I just think waking up your body like that is really good. And then especially post-workout for the recovery.
Yeah.
Just stretching or just like going in the sauna. I don't have a sauna, but eventually if I could like map out my ideal, post-workout routine, it would be sauna. And, or even just starting your day off with the sauna and cold plunge, right? You don't even have to work out. There's a lot of benefits.
And for people that don't know, cold plunge is an ice bath, basically, without ice. Everybody is like, what's a cold plunge?
I think it's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, I feel like, but some people.
Yeah, I guess not.
The people who are messaging me for tickets don't know.
They don't know. Yeah, do your research.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm still a little confused. Like, how are you not just? You have a lot going on. Is it like there has to be some sort of other techniques, support that you do?
I love being around. I love being around people that support me, and like I get to hear about their lives and things like that. I love hanging out with Lincoln over here. Lincoln, 6 Pillar Marketing, best PR guy ever. I just love being around people that are cool.
So when you are feeling like extremely overwhelmed, so much is happening, you're so stressed out, like what do you do?
Listen to music.
Yeah.
But even then, it becomes a work thing because I'm listening to music and I'm figuring out who the next artist I'm going to bring here is. Or I work out. I love working out. I'll take pre-workout, which is bad for you, but I do it. And then I'll just like go an hour and a half in the gym, just get the best workout in. And that clears my head.
Yeah. I love it. I love physical things as a mental.
Yeah. You probably do that for surfing, right?
Surfing,
clears your
exercise,
head.
Whatever it is. I am a huge advocate about having like a physical hobby in your life. Because I think that one, it's just good to, get your body moving. And then again, it's like, it clears your mind,
Exactly.
The thing I love about surfing is I can't bring my phone when I'm surfing, right? And so I don't have an
Apple Watch?
I don't have
See,
any watches.
that's good.
Yeah. So I just love it. My favorite surf sessions are when I don't have anything after, like I'm not rushing to get to a meeting or do something, meet somebody. I can just like enjoy the water, enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the waves, and I'm just like focused.
There's probably a lot of people in Hawaii.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and before that, it was like just playing sports. I grew up playing soccer, football, so it was just like that escape, right?
Yeah.
From doing all these hectic things. Yeah. So working out, that's good.
Yeah.
And you seem okay right now, so.
Yeah. No, I'm not overwhelmed right now. I'm good.
Just give it. Wait till you hit your mid-20s.
I had one interview thing before this, so I'm warmed up.
After 26, it's all downhill. Just letting you know. You have to pay for your own dental. It's the worst.
Yeah. Mom, I hope you still support me.
Yeah. All right. So this last question from your Snapchat is: does being young close doors for you sometimes in business? We kind of already covered this.
Yeah. I think that, adults are open to the opportunity to letting young people come in and give advice because they know that's where the future's going. And they're more receptive to it. So I haven't seen it as much of difficulty. The only thing that's kind of stopped me the only thing that's been a closed door for me is if I want to go to networking events or things like that, and I'm under 21, right?
The age, you're not a legal age, right?
So I'm not even drinking. I'm not smoking. I'm not doing any of that. I just want to network. I want to get into these clubs to network, and I can't get in. That's really the only restriction.
Yeah.
Other rooms I can talk my way into.
Yeah, that was one of the most annoying things for me growing up, like in college before I was 21, is that like I would want to go to these places, but you have to be 21. But I'm like, I don't even like drink. Can you just like give me a wristband or just say like, hey, I'm not gonna drink. Can you pinky promise or something? So it is a little
pinky promise.
It is a little annoying. I remember one time, I was going with my brother to this place in Chinatown. I think it was like some sort of concert or art show. You had to be 21 to get in. I think I was like maybe 19 or 20. So he let me use his ID to try to get in.
It worked?
And it got taken away. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think he asked, like, I never used a fake ID. I never had to, right? So, when you use a fake ID, you have to memorize, like, their, like, height, their color of the eyes, basically everything on the ID, because that's what people ask you. And I guess I didn't know that. It was my first time. I was like, he just gave it to me, and I thought it would work. We have the same last name. I guess we don't really look that much alike. But basically, I went in, and then he takes it away, and I'm like, no, I just want to get in. Like, I'm not even trying to drink. I was trying to explain myself, so... It just sucks when like you get in trouble for that when you weren't even like trying to drink or anything.
Yeah. And I've gone through that since I was 16. So I'm I turned 21 in January, so I only have a few more months.
Yeah. Almost there. Okay. What are you gonna do for your 21st birthday?
Not drink. No. I'll probably go to some sick 21 plus networking event.
In LA or over here?
I don't know. Yeah. Probably LA.
Yeah. Okay, are you a big birthday guy? Do you celebrate your birthdays?
I'm not like big. I'll probably have some friends hang out and stuff like that, but I'm not like Connor's 21st birthday bash, Las Vegas, Nevada. The whole hotel is reserved. Some people would probably think that about me, but I'm not.
Yeah, nah, you seem very down to earth, just chill. Awesome. You seems like you have a really good team. That's
Yeah.
They do a good job.
They do.
Okay. Last question comes from Instagram. This is from malu.shebug. He wants to know, ask him for some Nike Air Prestos 2018 Off-Whites.
I'm going to have to respectfully decline. I don't have access to those currently.
Sorry, Malu. You're going to have to try another time.
Sorry, Malu.
Next time. All right. Well, mahalo for the questions. Make sure you leave some for our next guest, and maybe your question will make it on the podcast. Okay, right now I want to get into a little bit about our local culture and all those things because that's something so big in Hawaii. Do you mind me asking what ethnicity are you? What is Tumbaga?
Yeah, it's Filipino.
Oh, Filipino. You're Filipino?
Yes, I have a small portion of Filipino. Yeah, so it was very cool to go to the Philippines.
Yeah,
right?
I would never have guessed.
Yeah. Are you Filipino as well?
I'm not Filipino. I'm
okay.
Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, Hawaiian, and some Caucasian.
Oh, you're super mixed.
Yeah, super mixed.
Yeah, so I'm Caucasian. I have a little bit of French, I think. But they're European. Yeah, European. And then I have the Filipino and a little bit of Mexican.
Interesting.
But no Hawaiian.
Yeah. So what culture do you feel more connected to?
I love the culture here, and I love how relaxed it is, and protective. So I actually find myself more in this culture than I am in anything else.
So as the local culture, as in like this mixed culture, or like Hawaiian, like
the mixed culture of it. Yeah.
Which is what I love about.
And I have a lot of friends that are mixed and Hawaiian and I get along great with them, and I love the way that they present.
How do you think it differs to, LA or other places that you've been to?
Totally different.
Yeah. What's the difference?
Everybody is super entitled and wants something from a relationship in LA. Now in Hawaii, you will find people that want stuff out of your relationship. You will find those few LA people. But honestly, in Hawaii, everybody is willing to help each other. And that is something that is unique that I've learned over my travels that is special to Hawaii, and probably why I will never fully leave, right?
Yeah, I think because of the upbringing that we have, where everybody is viewed as ohana, and koku aku koku mai, help you, you help me, and we do it with no intention of getting anything in return. It's just because that's how we are. Yeah. That's who we are as people, not even just Hawaiians, but as people growing up in Hawaii because of this local culture. I think that's the beautiful thing about our island. Yeah. Our state, if you consider it a state. Yeah. Okay, awesome. What besides that, what do you love about Hawaii? Do you wanna settle down here?
Yeah, I mean, I love the relaxed culture of it. Not everybody's rushing to go somewhere, like in California. I do love that at some points, but it's very great when I'm landing in Honolulu and like I get off the plane and everybody's just so chilled out and there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere, you don't have to. There's just like you said with the surfing, right? That's your best surf sessions. That's how I feel when I come here. Is like it's a lot more relaxed. Like they say, like Hawaii time, which can sometimes annoy me, but it works always in benefit.
A cool story about the Hawaiian time, because I just used that term recently when I went to a dinner with somebody. This guy Gooch, Mark Noguchi. I don't know. You might know him, Lincoln. Yeah.
Is he teaching at Punahou?
Yeah, he teaches at Punahou. Oh,
so I remember seeing him like walk around. He does cooking, right?
Yes. Something about cooking, like I can't remember the exact class, but yeah, he's a great cook. Yeah. Very into the culture. He told me a story about Hawaiian time where he was walking in the mall or somewhere with a friend when he was young, and he was saying something about like, oh, sorry, I'm on Hawaiian time, I'm late, and this random lady comes in and tells him, hey, don't say Hawaiian time, that's how we're gonna give this like this stigma on Hawaiians, like Hawaiians are always late. Hawaiians are on time. It's because we say Hawaiian time, that's why people think we're always late. So eventually he ends up taking a class like in college as he gets older, and I don't know if they talk about the Hawaiian time or something, or he sees this lady, the same lady that approached him when he was young, and he tells her about that, and then she remembers him. Wow. It was just so cool to see that come full circle. Yeah. But yeah, that's something about the term Hawaiian time that I'm always trying to be more cautious about. Yeah. But it is true. After all that is said and done.
But what I mean by true. Everybody is just kind of more relaxed here. So deadlines are kind of just kind of glazed. Yeah. It's like glazed over. Yeah. Right?
No, but that's exactly what it is though, because we're a lot more lax. It's like you don't have to show up at 5 o'clock if something's at 5 o'clock, unless it's like a business meeting or something, right? I say, hey, Connor, let's go surfing at 3 o'clock. If you get there like 3:15, 3:20, 3:30, that's totally fine, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it depends who you're meeting.
I guess who you're meeting, yeah. Yeah. It depends on the individual. Yeah. But I think
it's also called fashionably late. So Hawaiians could just be fashionably late.
Yeah, we could just be whatever it is you want to
which is a trendy thing right now.
Yeah, so basically what we're saying, local Hawaiians, we're just trendy.
You're trendy.
We're so trendy. Exactly. Yeah. See, it's all about how you look at it, right? Yeah. Perspective on anything in life. Yeah. Okay. I want to know now, like, how do you stay so humble and grounded? You seem like you have a really good head on your shoulders and very humble. I know you have a lot of great connections that you're not even bringing up. You're not trying to flex all your celebrity connections. Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Yeah, I kind of just want to get somewhere by myself, right? Mm-hmm. It's like I don't need to drop names and do certain things. I want to be able to move in business just by my name and by what I do, not by who I work with or what I'm working on, right? And so staying humble, and I like to go to communities and certain places around the world that humble me and be like, wow, like this is what the other side of the world is like. Like I should be grateful for what I have, for what my parents have given me, for what they've sacrificed. Mm-hmm. I had the opportunity to go to a Punahou graduation that I never had this last year. and I saw what that as the first graduation I've ever been to for Punahou and what they put on, and I was like, wow, like this is very special. And I immediately walked out of there, and I was kind of like choking up a little bit, and I called my mom first, and I was like, Mom, I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to come to this school. And I honestly, I took it for granted. At one point, I hated Punahou, right? And until you leave, I never understood what it meant to me. And then I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, I just want to tell you, and I don't talk like that to my parents, you know? I just want to tell you how grateful I am that you gave me this opportunity, that you paid for my school to come here, or paid the school for me to be a part of this experience. Even though I didn't get the end part, it meant something to me, and it's a part of who I am, right?
Yeah. I love that. I'm so happy that you came to that realization, because that happens so much.
Yeah.
You know, you don't realize something until it's gone, right?
Yeah.
How important it was. That was for me in my Hawaiian immersion school. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to leave. I didn't care about the Hawaiian language, even though it's my first language. And it wasn't until I left abroad and I learned about these other cultures, like, wow, Spanish culture is so cool. I love speaking Spanish. And then people are like, you're from Hawaii? And like, I guess that is, like, you live where people vacation, right? You speak a language that not a lot of people speak, right?
Yeah.
Like, what a fool of me just not appreciating that, right?
Growing up here in Hawaii already puts you at a benefit of understanding all these different cultures. And even when I was going to Punahou, I say the biggest takeaway that I had from Punahou was being around so many different cultures, so many different types of people from so many different backgrounds. It's such a diverse community, and that's what a misconception is through Punahou, is that it's all these white rich kids, but they give a lot of opportunity to kids that can't afford it, to their financial aid program. And I want to give back eventually to that financial aid program, to give kids the benefit of going to Punahou, even if they can't afford it, you know, because having that diverse community that you're able to communicate with and be around at lunch, at your breaks, in your classes, gives you a worldly view at, you know, the kids that are busing in from Laie versus the kids that are living in the multi-million-dollar towers in Ward Village, right?
Yeah, I love that. I'm stoked that you see that. That's really cool. Okay, I wanna know what has been the most important lesson you've learned in your career so far. Very young career.
Very young. I would say never take anything for granted, right? You never know what is this amazing opportunity until it's gone, right? So same with my school, but also same with when I was doing sneakers. You're never going to have a chance to redo anything else. So do everything to the best of your ability. Show your best face. You know, don't burn people. And you'll do just fine, right?
In other words, YOLO.
Yeah, YOLO. You only live once.
Okay, awesome. So what do you hope to accomplish in your career?
I just want to create an environment in Hawaii where everyone is happy. There's so many avenues of you know, disagreement and certain things when there's building projects, or, you know, making certain communities have more businesses in them and certain things. There's so many disagreements, and I would like to come in and be somebody who benefits both sides and kind of ease those disagreements and create something in Hawaii that people love and make things easier for people. So I'm not only looking at Hawaii, but that's a market that until I am confident in what I do in Hawaii, I will never move to another market, especially in shows and things like that. I wanna perfect Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then I can move on to LA and New York and try and do that. But I want to give back to this community, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good mindset. Is, you know, start where you're at. You
Everybody's asking me, oh, come to a show in LA, come to a show in Vegas. I'm like, whoa, like my focus, my whole reason I got into this is to give back to this community, this Hawaii. This is my home, and I am who I am because of where I grew up, I believe, and who was around me. And those people also grew up in Hawaii. So it says something about the state, right?
Yeah, and those people want to see Ariana Grande perform at the Neil Blaisdell Center, Connor. So come on.
And if they want that, they're gonna get that.
Let's go. Okay, awesome. What's some business advice you have for kids, young entrepreneurs like yourself coming up?
So your parents are always telling you, go get a job, right? You go out in high school, you interview, you go to Starbucks, you write, you put in your application for Starbucks. I go to Marinol or I go to Punahou, and you sign up to do that. And that's all great. That is following one path. But there's also another path that kids want to follow, but they're not really sure how to take that path. And I think that the way to start in that is to find something that you love. If what you love is playing football, or what you love is eating healthy or going to the gym, there are so many different needs, especially in Hawaii, where you can fill those needs and create businesses surrounded around what you love. You just have to brainstorm that idea. At one point, I sold, in COVID, I was lost. No shoes to sell, couldn't wait in lines, all the stores were closed. What was I going to do for 2 years, right? I found that I was getting into lifting weights right before COVID happened. And I was like, you know what? All the gyms are closed. Nobody can lift weights. I'm going to import tons of fitness equipment from China and sell to the Hawaii community.
Oh, so you were that guy doing that.
I'm going to sell. No, I was perfect pricing and everything like that. But I brought these fitness equipment that Hawaii would have never had, and people needed fitness equipment. So I found a niche in that market, and that related to something that I was passionate about at the time, right? I was passionate about working out. And so I brought workout equipment to the state. At one point I was passionate about shoes. At one point now I'm passionate about concerts.
Yeah, you just follow what you love. I think, a big thing about entrepreneurship is like giving people what they want, but they don't know giving people what they need, but they don't necessarily know they want it yet.
Yeah.
Exactly. So once you fill that gap, they're like, I think I think I do want to go to a concert. Oh, I think I do want these shoes. I think I do want these equipment, especially during COVID. I saw people selling like little weights, like 5-10 pound weights for so much.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But I was bringing in like fitness like cages and things like that, and selling them at the normal pricing that things would have been at before. I was just bringing them in for a lower cost from mainland China. I was putting them on a ship, so it would take a long time, but we were locked up for 2 years, so we had all the time in the world to wait.
Yeah. It's cool to see how your mind works, and you see these opportunities and you just jump on it.
It's all about timing too. But everybody has the opportunity, and they're like, well, Connor, you grew up with money, right? You went to Punahou. I wasn't on financial aid, and that's awesome. My parents gave me that opportunity, but all I needed to start was $220 to buy my first shoe, right? So everybody can have access to $220. You can find a way. Yeah. So there's no excuses in entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same reason why I did my student loan stuff and I did odd jobs, just to prove like, hey, I have a degree, but I'm just going to go mow your lawn, recycle cans and bottles, deliver food to you, do whatever it takes. To pay off $50,000. There is no excuse. Yeah. If you want money, if you want something, go make it happen.
Yeah. Anybody can get that Gucci backpack if they want it.
I mean, but then do you want to put, if you're working like,
not by selling drugs or anything.
To make, $500, maybe you shouldn't buy that Gucci bag. You gotta, view it like that sometimes. If you're making $20 an hour, that $300 bag isn't, $300 is like so much hours of your time, so many hours of your time. So you gotta look at it like that. Okay, awesome. What is one mistake you think you made early that you would want people to avoid, or you haven't made?
Trusting everyone. Trusting everyone. So going to LA, I think it's like Hawaii, right? I don't know anything else. I go to LA as a kid. My family, I have a lot of family in California. Go to LA and you think everybody is trusting the way that you can trust people in Hawaii, because honestly, you can trust people in Hawaii. There's some shady figures, but it's very trusting. You feel like everybody here is your family, whereas you jump into Hawaii, everybody's trying to use you for something.
Or California.
or sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
When you go to California, everybody's trying to use you for something. Not Hawaii. Hawaii's great.
Yeah, it's funny. I hear this all the time. I don't have too much experience going to like the mainland America.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've traveled and I've been around people from all over the world, and how they act, how they, kind of their personalities, it is totally different, and you can see the shades of certain things that you're talking about.
There's a sense of entitlement in California and not just on the mainland that requires people to climb the social ladder. And I didn't understand that until, I was thrown into it in entertainment. I was thrown into a concert promotion, a whole new level of shadiness, right? And so that's what I want to change. That was also the goal. I want to bring people to Honolulu that Hawaii has never seen, but I also want to change the shadiness aspect of a promoter, right? Promoters aren't given the best rep.
Yeah.
And so I want to treat the guests that come to the show excellent. I want to treat them like they're staying in a 5-star hotel. There's no trash on the floor. We want to eat high-end food, or not high-end food, but we don't want to eat greasy pizza and hot dogs. I want to make concerts like Eat the Streets, or a downtown event when all the food vendors are out there. Like, that is a fun experience, and then you get to listen to the artists that you came to listen to.
Yeah. Cool. I'm excited. That
Yeah, I hope to see you there.
Yeah, I gotta get out of the house once in a while. So
Yeah.
that'd be my once every 3 months.
Yeah, you and your girlfriend.
Going out of the house. Yeah, I'll DM you for tickets.
Yeah.
I'll make fake accounts.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the biggest challenge that you face in your line of work?
I would say just staying organized. Organization is crazy. My computer is constantly email from this account. I got 10 different emails.
Dang.
And that's the first thing I'm doing. I check emails more than I check texts. In high school, it was checking Snapchat. And now I'm on the verge of deleting Snapchat. I'm like, this is useless. And like, I'm not snapping friends anymore. This is not a thing. I need to focus on my email.
Yeah.
So organization, it was also a big thing for me in school. I was never organized. All my teachers told me, "Oh, Connor, I don't know. You're not very organized." It all worked out.
Yeah. You just hire a team now to help you.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's cool to have people support you and text you and want to stay updated with you and remind you on certain things. Thank you, Lincoln, for reminding me on everything I need to do.
Are you a big list guy? Like, do you have a whiteboard? Do you just have notes in your phone? Calendar? Use the
I use Calendar. I use Calendar and sometimes the Reminders app. So cool thing that I do for reminders is every 3 hours in the day, I have a reminder to do 50 push-ups.
Oh, nice.
So that's on top of the workouts because push-ups can do crazy things for your body, right?
So let's see, 3 hours, every 3 hours, we have 24 hours in a day. It's 8 hours. So you do about 50 times 400 push-ups a day if you're up for 24 hours.
No. It only happens 4 times a day.
Okay. Depends. I mean, it depends if you're up for 24 hours. Because if you're up for 24 hours,
wait, what time? It's
where's your math tutor? Text your math tutor. We need help.
It's like 7, 10, 12, and like 4 or something like that.
Okay, so you ended at a certain time.
Yeah. It ends at a certain time.
Yeah, but I was just saying, if you're up for 24 hours, you'd be doing a lot of push-ups.
Yeah.
Okay, I used to do wake up and do 100 push-ups.
Yeah.
I had wrist surgery on my wrist, so I can't really do.
That's
push-ups.
difficult. Doing 100 push-ups right in the morning.
It wakes you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that and insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be in really good shape, but now I'm just chilling. I just surf.
Eating good food.
Yeah, enjoying life.
Yeah.
not like hating myself every morning. I wake up and listening to Shanti yell at me, "You got this! You got this!"
Yeah.
But it is. I think you don't have to do like an intense HIIT workout. Go to the gym. Just do something active, right?
Yeah.
Go walking.
Get outside.
Yeah.
That's also the biggest remedy for jet lag. Is my dad told me this. You go outside immediately when you get to the city and get in the sun.
It's vitamin D. Yes.
Yeah, but in the sun in that city, right? That will help you also recover from jet lag.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of different things. I do also hyperbaric chamber.
Oh, nice. I know that.
Yeah, that's worked some miracles.
Yeah.
I lost hearing in one of my ears on this last trip. And then I got back home. I got in the hyperbaric chamber. They closed it, put the tubes up my nose, turned it on. Not even a second went by. My ear came back.
Wow.
It's like self-healing.
What is that specifically?
Hyperbaric?
Yeah, so
it's 100% pure oxygen being pumped into your body, and it kind of flushes. We're breathing like super toxic air out here. And so this is getting in a space where we are, I think it's, if you're scuba diving and you're like 200 feet underwater, 100 feet underwater, that's the air that you're breathing.
Mm-hmm. And there's a place here on Oahu where
yeah,
I think I've seen it online or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever did those saltwater deprivation tanks?
No, but I've heard of it. I want to do it.
Yeah, I heard there's a place up
where like you sit in a dark room.
And you're floating because there's so much salt. Yeah.
And I read the FAQs. It was like, can everyone float?
Yeah.
Do you have to? Is there a certain weight limit? Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I think there's one up. I don't know if it's Waialaiki or somewhere like near.
Yeah, I want to. I know they're doing them out of their house too.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the same guy.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe only one person.
Yeah, I'll have to try them out.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
If he can get me in for free, I'll ask for a free handout.
No. Maybe you could do a little trade.
A little trade.
A little bartering.
You want to come to Tori?
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so you're still so young. You've accomplished a lot. But what are you most proud of so far?
I think that I'm most proud of the people in the communities that I've helped. You know, I love volunteering for different organizations. I love building platforms that help people and make it easier to go about their day in Hawaii, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's what I'm most proud of. I wouldn't say any of the Instagram or the social media or any of the clout that comes with any of this stuff is anything close to helping a community. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good for resources and networking.
Yeah, and it definitely gets the word out there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That's the push.
It's a resource.
Yeah, social media.
Yeah.
I think once you're able to, kind of separate it from like business and personal.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. It's good for your mental health, right? Because if some people just get sucked into the followers, the likes.
Yeah.
All these.
Like, how many likes did I get?
Yeah.
How many comments?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. It's good for business. Yeah.
Yeah.
But some people, they just want to stay off of social media completely.
That's fine.
I agree with that. If you have no like business, I feel like every business you need social media though.
Yeah.
If you really want to expand and grow your network, because it is such a valuable tool.
It is.
But if you want to stay off grid and just work on the land, go surfing, like
do it.
You don't need social media.
I read this thing about a guy who doesn't have a phone at all. Mm-hmm. He just goes about. He has his conversations in real life. He doesn't even have a flip phone.
That's crazy to think about these days.
And you know what? I want to just try. So I did get exhausted one time. Mm-hmm. And I said, I need to leave this space. And I flew to Wyoming.
Why?
I'll tell you why Wyoming. Because at the time, Kanye was doing stuff in Wyoming. And at the time, I was just like, I'm going to do what Kanye does to clear my head. This was like when I was 17. And I was getting like hate comments or like bullying at school and stuff. And I left my phone at home.
Did your parents go with you? Or?
So my mom went with me.
Okay.
But yeah, I left my phone at home. So I had nothing. And I booked a one-way ticket to Wyoming.
And how was it? Amazing.
It was great for one day, and then I flew back on the second day because I needed that fix of my phone. Yeah. My friends are wondering where I was. Yeah.
It's hard when you have people in your life that you
got to connect.
You got to connect, especially if you have a business. But it is nice to disconnect for a little bit. Like I was in Madagascar for 3 years, and they have Wi-Fi. It was so just peaceful.
Yeah.
Not having to check social media all the time. Not having to see what's the latest trend. Just being in your space, and it's just very peaceful.
I think, Lincoln, you would have a panic attack if I didn't respond to the messages.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? It's like, if you told people ahead of time, like, hey, I won't have my phone, I won't have access to Wi-Fi, whatever, like, I guess, they can get used to it. They'll prepare for it. But if you take that away, like, say you lose your phone for, like, 3 days, or you get stuck in the middle of nowhere for 3 days, people are going to panic. People are going to gets the word because we're so accessible these days, right?
Yeah.
If I need to get in contact with
you
somebody,
can just call, text,
you know,
Snapchat.
Yeah, if you know now, like if I call my girlfriend and she doesn't answer and she doesn't call me back in like 4 hours, I just assume we broke up.
Yeah,
that's easy. That's just an easy thing to assume, right?
Yeah, that's why probably relationships and everything was a lot easier, you know, back in the day. Now, you know, I can see when the girl, you know, the ex-girlfriend is out with anyone else.
Yeah.
Right? I get to see that, or the friends can take a picture and send it to me when I'm a million miles away, and I'm like, man, if this was the old days, I wouldn't have to deal with any
You break
of that.
up, you move halfway across the country.
You,
like,
you never see him again. Never see him
Yeah.
again. I wish currently that we were in that space.
That's what you know what you gotta do. You gotta date somebody who has no social media. That's the trick.
Working on it.
Yeah.
Working on it.
All right. Well, you got a long life ahead of you, so I'm sure you have a lot of experience with relationships, and you learn a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, still so young. Stay focused. Yep. Yeah, and all in good time. Okay, what is something you wish people knew about you that they don't?
I would say that I'm a pretty giving person. I think that what the image is perceived online, well, when I was younger, when I was doing the shoes, I was very that the image was that I was very cocky, right? I was going around selling shoes, like posted up with all these rappers wearing Gucci track jackets. Now, look, I wear no logos. I wear nothing.
Shirt.
I wear no logos.
He's doing the MySpace Tom look. Do you even know what MySpace is, huh?
I heard of it. I've heard of it.
He just had a plain white shirt. That's that's what he did.
So there was this cockiness aspect that people thought of me, but I really love helping people and being there for people. And if I can provide for someone, if I can benefit, if I can get them in the door somewhere, I'm gonna do it. Because like, if my math tutor in high school didn't offer to wait in line for the shoes, I might have never waited in line for shoes. And then I might have never been sitting here with you. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. I just talked about that on my last episode with my sister. Like, you know, if I didn't do this, I wouldn't.
You brought your sister on here?
She, it was our 1 year anniversary, so she was the host and I was the guest.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Cool.
So we got to talk about my story about being in Madagascar growing up, and we talked about like how, you know, if I didn't study abroad, I wouldn't have learned about the Peace Corps. If I didn't go to the Peace Corps, I wouldn't have done the race to 50K. If I didn't do the race to 50K, I wouldn't have done Hawaiiverse. And if I didn't do Hawaiiverse, I wouldn't be here.
Wow.
So it's everything, you know, happens
Very
for a
cool.
reason.
Yeah.
Right?
And I got to learn a little bit about your story and how Hawaiiverse is not just a podcast, right? There's so many different aspects to it, and that's big.
Yeah,
I
we'll
like
definitely
your story.
collaborate on stuff in the future. We plan to have Hawaiiverse festivals with, you know, local artists, local vendors. I want to do like a celebrity dodgeball game.
Yeah. Well, right up my alley now.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool. So yeah, we definitely, you know, gonna stay connected.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Okay, what are you most grateful for in life?
My family and my close circle of friends. You know, I have probably like 4 or 5 really close friends, and everybody else is just acquaintances and work business people. But I'm really grateful to have those people in my life. I'm grateful to have Hawaii. Grateful to have, you know, amazing people in my life, like Lincoln over here.
Lincoln's getting a lot of shout out. You're getting so much clout, you know.
Yeah,
that's like the best thing.
And there's a lot of Lincolns in Hawaii, but this is Lincoln Jacoby. This is from Six Pillars Marketing.
Lincoln
Amazing,
Jacoby.
Amazing guy.
Yes,
and has given me so many opportunities in Hawaii to expand my network, and he's just been an excellent friend.
Awesome. Love it when your coworkers become your friends.
Yeah.
I think that's better than having friends become your coworkers. Yeah. Because I think that it gets a little...
Yeah. And he is also one of the few people in this industry that's not trying to use people, right?
As long as you pay them,
that actually loves benefiting. That loves benefiting people.
As long as you get your check in the mail, right? That's awesome. I'd love to hear that. I'm happy that you're working with somebody local too, like Lincoln. You know, we understand this environment differently than anybody on the outside could, you know?
Yeah.
Even if they had the best track record, worked with Kanye West and whatever, if you're not from here, you just don't really get it.
Yeah.
It is. If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what are your future goals beyond all of this?
I want to. I'm starting a little bit in the biotechnology space.
Oh.
Um,
Explain.
well, there's not much explaining I can do right now, but it's very cool opportunity, and I hope to be able to share a lot of stuff soon. But that's kind of where I'm heading, and it's also just another branch off of everything else I do, right?
Mm-hmm. Does it ever give you anxiety thinking about all these things that you're trying to do? You're just excited?
I'm just excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited, and I'm excited to share with everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everybody's so like, wow, he's already on to the next thing. I'm like, I'm also doing that, right? I build an excellent team that can handle that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that team is absolutely perfect, I move on to the next project because I want to keep benefiting people. I want to keep doing new things.
So basically, you're like
I'm never going to get bored.
Yeah, you're like the local Elon Musk. You just want to keep doing things.
That's what I will aspire to be.
Who are some of the people you really look up to?
I look up to locally in Hawaii.
Well, locally, people like Elon or celebrities.
Yeah, I look up to definitely like Elon Musk, Tim Cook, which is CEO of Apple.
Oh, okay.
Daniel Ek, he's CEO of Spotify.
Nice.
Scooter Braun, big influences. Locally here in Hawaii, obviously my parents.
Lincoln one more time.
I know that I'm missing people, and people are going to be like, but I have so many people that I look up to. I feel like I'm a branch off of all of these people. I take an aspect of all of them,
Okay. Awesome. I just got to say, one person I look up to is Lincoln. I just met him, but everybody loves Lincoln.
Everybody loves Lincoln.
Go Lincoln. Okay. Before we end the podcast, we got to know, what is your life hack?
So I thought about this for a while. I just feel like I actually know. I'm going to say my life hack is, if you want to reach out to celebrities and you want them to endorse your product, you have to find something that they love, right? So shoes is what I love, or what I loved at the time, and that's what I was doing my business on. You reach out to their followers on social media, and you can get try and get in contact with them. That's the best life hack I got.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I feel like I spit a lot of life hacks on this podcast.
Yeah. You mentioned that right in the beginning, which is a really good life hack. I mean, I think I've done similar stuff like that, where I just try to reach, because in the beginning I had to reach out to guests right to come on the podcast. So I'd either work through connections or try to find, for example, BJ Penn.
Did you get him on?
I got him on one of the middle episodes of the podcast. I really wanted to get to BJ Penn, but he has 100-something thousand followers. They're not going to see your message if you have that many followers, right? For the most part. So I would always try to comment on his stuff, message him hey, come on the podcast. But what I did was, when BJ Penn for governor was starting, which is his campaign team, they only had a couple hundred followers. So I messaged the campaign team, and then they got me in touch with BJ, and they set up the whole podcast, and that's how I got BJ Penn. So it's something similar to you, where you go for
that's excellent.
the lowest
See, that's
hanging
the kind
fruit.
of thing. You go for that's the perfect terminology, the lowest hanging fruit.
Yeah. And it works.
Yeah, it does.
Just gotta be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them an incentive. Especially if you're trying to pitch a product. You can't tell them, hey, put on this nice, I'm gonna give you a nice bikini or whatever. You have to do something that they want.
Yeah.
That they know about. You know what I mean?
I think for the podcast space, it's a little tricky, because you have to show them
what you've done.
What they're getting value out of, because if it's just starting off, I would be okay, at first, these people coming on, it's honestly, they're helping me more because of their following. But now that we've grown, there's a little bit of a shift, right? Where it's just now people want to come on here so that they can share their story. But, in the end, it's all just here's an opportunity for us to talk stories for an hour and a half, and share your story with everybody, right?
Yeah.
Filmed beautifully by Jordan right over here.
Yeah.
Edited
Thank you,
beautifully
Jordan.
by Jordan. And I think like that's the value that people see, right? That's like they want their story shared, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not like a lot of people don't really want to just be like just film themselves, tell their whole life story. It feels a little bit weird, right?
Yeah.
So to have somebody ask you all these questions, I think it's a cool space.
Yeah. Cool.
For the podcast. Yeah. Do you ever think about maybe doing a podcast in the future?
I will leave that to the professional.
Not a professional. Okay, awesome. All right, I have these top 5, my last rapid fire questions if you want to just answer them. Okay.
It's just rapid fire, so I have to answer
I mean, we
really
can talk
quickly.
we answer quick, but we can talk a little bit about it. I just wanted like off the top of your head.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, favorite travel destination?
Paris.
Paris. Why?
Love the environment. Love the French people. Love the accent.
You love croissants?
Love the accent. Love the girls.
You know what was surprising to me when I went to Europe? Because I studied abroad in Spain.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many people smoke cigarettes.
Oh, yeah. That's gross.
Like so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I didn't.
Like in restaurants, too.
Like everywhere. Yeah. I didn't realize how much a part of the culture that was.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Because I remember going, senior in college, going studying abroad in Spain, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Spanish ladies, European girl, woohoo!" And then I just saw all the girls smoking cigarettes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll just stick with everyone in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was just I didn't expect. It's one of those culture shocks.
Yeah.
Because you see people, we have friends, family that smoke cigarettes, but just to see how many people did it in Europe, I was like,
It's crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. If you think about like back in the days, like in the 60s, 70s, people were able to do it in establishments,
100%.
restaurants, bars.
Even on planes, right? At one point.
Yeah, so it's kind of nuts. I think in Vegas, you're allowed to smoke at some places, some casinos and stuff. Yeah. Not hating on anybody, but just an observation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, favorite shoe?
I loved Yeezys.
Yeezys.
At one point. Now Yeezys, Kanye's all controversial. He's everywhere right now. But I did love the shoe, right? And at one point, I looked up to Kanye. Now it's a little, he's saying some things that I don't agree with, right? Mm-hmm. So, but still love the shoe.
Yeah, awesome. I think it's important that we separate some people's actions or like who they are from like or what they do, like a product from the person.
Totally.
Because I think sometimes it's totally separate.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard not to though because you're kind of connected.
Yeah.
Like that. But I can't think of an example. I've had conversations like this before about like certain people. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to bring up. All right. Favorite local spot. Favorite local food spot.
I love either. What's the name of the Hawaiian place at Salt? Hawai'i Inn. I love Hawai'i Inn. And I love Off the Hook Poke in Manoa. Have you heard of that place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know if I've been. I just went to Waipuna Sushi recently in Manoa. That place is good.
Yeah.
But Off the Hook, I've never been.
Yeah, it's good. You should try it.
What is your order?
It's like the wasabi poke, I think. The wasabi ahi.
Okay.
Yeah, or salmon. Something like that.
Yeah,
it's been a little bit. I've been out of the country.
Yeah. Well, so when you come back here, you stay with your family or you have your own place?
I have my own place.
Okay.
Yeah.
This in town, I'm guessing.
In town.
Yeah.
In town.
Okay, cool. Manoa is beautiful though.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Favorite musician?
Right now I gotta say the Kid Leroy.
Oh, you just went on tour with him, right?
Yeah. Great person to go on tour with. Great environment, and he just makes amazing music. I did a little bit of the tour dates with him, but he was doing a lot of opening for Justin.
They have that song
Stay.
Yes, that's a good song.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We were just talking just right before this that I just found out Charlie Puth made the sound behind it.
Oh,
I
really?
never knew that. I thought it was them.
I saw this one clip. I think he was on Jimmy Fallon, Charlie, and he was doing he was making a beat like live or something, and it's super cool.
Yeah,
the guy's
he's talented.
Yeah,
there's a lot of talented people.
Okay, favorite way to spend your money?
Travel, and actually no, luxurious experiences. I spend a lot of money on hotels and things like that. But
you got a good credit card.
Yeah.
To get the points back.
Yeah. American Express. But what's so interesting is I go to these hotels and people are like, oh, that's a waste of money. Spend $1,000 a night on a hotel, which to some people that is a waste of money, but not if you take full advantage of it, right? So the people who are sitting in the lobby are like-minded individuals, right? That value that hotel aspect. And I've met a lot of people just from sitting in the lobby, from riding the elevators, from being in the bar, from also
sipping on your water.
Yeah, and there's also just like a lot of free stuff. Well, it's not free, you're paying for it, right? But like you want a toothbrush, right? Or a shaving kit or whatever. You like I enjoy that.
That's the way you think.
That's why I've learned about hospitality. Mm-hmm. And that's why I want to change that for music in Hawaii is I know how to be hospitable.
Mm-hmm. You know, we're very similar. Here's one thing about me. Every time I go to a hotel, I take all the free things I can get. Even to the toilet paper, the tissue box, like the little like soap stuff in the bathroom.
Well, that's a serious problem that you need to see a psychologist about.
It's free though. You're paid for it.
It's free. It's free.
I'm trying to get my money's worth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, I'm not stuffing anything in my suitcase. I think when I was younger, I probably did that.
My suitcase just for that.
Yeah.
No, but that's my life hack. Take all the free things you can get. If you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think like the pillows and robes and stuff is free. Never mind. Just
no. Now these hotels
some places
sell it.
They sell it.
They sell their pillows and they sell their mattresses and they sell all that stuff for a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah. Maybe don't take it and say somebody broke into your apartment. Okay, here. So take everything. Have a friend come by. Put it in a suitcase. Have them come down. Leave your door open. Have the security come and say, "Oh my gosh, all these things were stolen."
No. The life hack is you order an extra robe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they lose count.
I'm gonna try that next time. And if it doesn't work, I'm gonna DM you.
Yeah, message me.
All right. Well, that's all we got today for the podcast.
Yeah,
it's
thank
been
you.
Really, really cool talking stories with you, getting to know your life story. So,
yeah.
Malo, do you want to share anything else before we?
No, I think you got it all. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Keep doing what you do. Where can we find you? What's your socials?
Yeah, so it's at Connor Tumbaga on Instagram and Snapchat. And that's the only social medias that I use.
Yeah. He might not be using Snapchat for too long, so get on that real quick.
Yeah. It's a waste. It's becoming a little waste of time.
All right. Well, mahalo, Connor, for joining us on the Hawaiiverse podcast. Check us out on hawaiiverse.com, the best place to support local. Spread aloha, be kind to one another, and mahalo for listening to us today. New episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host, Kamaka, and you'll hear me next time on the Hawaiiverse podcast. Ahui ho.